Welcome to Talent on Tap. My name is Brendan Brown. I head up recruiting here at LinkedIn. Today we're going to be talking about a universal challenge in recruiting when the hiring manager is feeling very frustrated that their recruiter is not moving quickly enough. Hey, this job takes too long to fill. We've all seen it, probably see it on a weekly basis. When we as recruiters know there's a lot more information that we should be sharing so expectations can be real. Just telling a hiring manager, hey, it takes 60 days, you need it in 2 weeks, it's not possible. We all need to be educating. Here's so much talk about wanting to be a talent advisor. Well, that requires us asserting ourselves and taking action and doing things perhaps we haven't done before to advance our goal of making impact to the business. So I'm going to share with you a little exercise I do from time to time in this very scenario when hiring managers are feeling frustrated or escalating or whatever it may be, making my life unpleasant. To do this, you're going to be the hiring manager. I'm going to be a recruiter. So first off, when spending time with hiring managers in this situation, anytime there's heat, challenge, frustration, get in person with the hiring manager. Texts, emails, even phone calls, things can get lost in translation. Sitting eye to eye with someone makes a huge, huge difference. But the goal here, hiring manager, is to make sure that you understand what it's going to take for us to get this job filled. And I also want you to take this information to your boss, who's on the executive staff, to make sure they're clear about what the expectations should be. So first and foremost, I know you said you were going to be in our HR system opening up a rec. I checked right before we got here, you hadn't done it. So let's say it's going to take you a week to get that done. And then one other thing that takes a little bit of time, I asked you to have it last week. It's not complete. Job description. And realistically, it would take some time to write. So let's call it 2 weeks. Okay, fantastic. What about your team? Okay, so let's establish the panel. I'll give you a week to do that. And then we need to align with that panel. We need to get everyone in the room to make sure that they're clear on what makes this person successful, what are the must-haves, nice-to-haves, and what are the things that don't really matter. I find that this will make our process go much, much faster in the end. We don't do this now. You and I will be having this conversation in a couple months, and it'll be much more painful. So make sure we align the team and get clear on what everyone's going to be doing. And then you and I need to make sure that we're calibrating. So let's call this calibration. I'll be sending you profiles. Try to do it right away. It might take several weeks, but let's call it a week's worth of calibration to make sure that you and I have this profile dialed in. Once we hit that point, we'll kick into action. I'm going to go out there and do recruiter phone screens. It's going to take probably several weeks to get through all of them, but we'll try to stack them together once you and I have calibrated and chosen profiles we really, really like. Once I've done that, I'll be passing over the ones that I think are great to you to meet in person so we can start shortlisting who we want to put through the process. I mean, this is going to take probably more than 2 weeks, but I'll put down 2 weeks given your schedule. I know you have vacation and things coming up. So at this point, we're gaining some momentum. And then on-sites, our goal should be to get you to 6 or 7 candidates that you and I have both met, both like. We know they're really good. So it's not going to be anyone's time that we're wasting when we hit the on-site stage. But realistically, schedules are tough. I'm going to give us a full month of on-sites. I'm assuming that we're going to have one finalist that we really want to hire, and then we'll move into negotiation and close. This can be tricky. It doesn't happen overnight. In my experience, probably 2 weeks is reasonable. We may want candidates to come in and meet with our CEO. We may want to do some more selling, speak with their family, go back and forth on numbers. They're going to need to give notice to make sure that we really get this person locked in and committed. So let's call it, if we're being generous, 2 weeks. As you can see, it really does add up. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16 weeks to get this search correct. What I need you to do now, I'll take a photo of this. I'm going to send it to you. Please share it with your manager, because making sure that the expectations are clear and set across all the stakeholders involved with making this key hire is absolutely paramount. I would love to hear how people are tackling this problem, because I know it's universal, or if you've got ideas on how to adjust this, comment below in the thread. And thanks for joining us on Talent on Tap.